Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast on a mission to inspire a world where food makes us better. Guys, today we are having our last episode of the week, so weekend is coming. Maybe you're not gonna have, 2 days off or 1 day off. Maybe you have days off during the week. But usually what I feel during the weekend is the vibe is kind of lighter everywhere and people are more relaxed and everything is a little bit more fun and joyous and it makes me feel a little bit more fun and joyous. And weekend is coming. Today is the last episode of the week and I'd like to give you value as always to think about over the weekend and also to think about how you can apply what you're going to learn on this podcast. So guys, today we are talking about the importance of eating volumetric foods or foods with a lot of volume naturally. Foods with a lot of volume, a lot of nutrients, but not so dense in calories. You see, guys, in our digestive tract, specifically in our stomach, we have two kind of receptors that trigger our feeling of being full or letting our brain, our gut know that we are getting enough food, enough nutrition. So two kind of receptors. The first kind of receptors are chemical receptors. They basically analyze the nutrients in our foods, calorie density, vitamins, minerals, essential proteins, essential fats, to know whether you are getting what the body needs or not. So if you are not getting enough of certain nutrients, like I said, essential proteins, fats, but also vitamins and minerals, you're probably going to be hungry more often than you'd like to be for your ideal body weight. But this is just first kind of receptors. The second kind of receptors that I believe acts faster because it takes less time to tune in to feel the volume of foods than it takes to break down all the foods, to digest foods, to extract all the nutrients in our gut mostly, and then to deliver this information to our brain. Like chemical receptors take more time to figure out what's in the food. Whereas the second kind of receptors, the volume receptors, they don't have a name really, but they do sense the volume of food consumed. Usually because of the pressure that this food delivers to the walls of our stomach, right? So the food goes into our stomach and it pressures the walls of our stomach, and those receptors in the walls, they feel that, we are getting that amount of volume of food, and that helps your digestive tract to figure out whether you're getting enough food or not. And here is the very useful fact for you to maintain your ideal body weight easier, helping you to stop eating earlier, to not overeat. So the useful tool is to focus at each meal, every single meal, especially guys, if you have problems with overeating and you need to start consuming less calories. For you to either lose weight or maintain your ideal body weight once you reach it. So you need to focus at every meal on eating specific foods. Those are foods, number one, fiber and water-rich non-starchy vegetables. And by non-starch vegetables, I basically mean everything but potatoes, pumpkins, cooked carrots, peas, also quite starchy. So non-starchy vegetables are the rest of the vegetables, things like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, spinach, bell peppers, tomatoes, onions, mushrooms. So all of these are non-starchy vegetables, and they have maximum volume, maximum nutrient density per calorie, and minimum nutrient density usually per bite of food, meaning with the most volume, they deliver maximum nutrition of certain vitamins and minerals, not everything like proteins. They're not a good source of proteins or fats usually. But vitamins and minerals, they deliver a lot. They deliver a lot of water, a lot of fiber, one of the most fiber-rich food groups. So they deliver a lot of volume, a lot of fiber, a lot of nutrients, but very few calories. Like it's impossible to gain weight by eating ton and ton of non-starchy vegetables. It's what you eat with them, of course, but they are very amazing for triggering satiety signals and those second kind of receptors that react to volume of food in our stomach. That's why with every meal, it's important to have either those vegetables, and of course you also want to eat some starchy vegetables or some things like lentils and beans, etc., that have a little bit more caloric density but still have pretty good volume and a lot of nutrients. But the second part of it is fruit. Like maybe you don't want to eat a lot of vegetables for your breakfast, right? So that's when you eat fruit, fresh fruit, not dried fruits, because water was eliminated and dried fruit have more calories per gram of food because all the water was eliminated and the size of the fruit became very, very tiny. So always focus on fresh foods, not canned, fresh fruit. So for breakfast, for example, start with maybe berries, bananas, maybe apricots, plums, those fruit that are fresh, full of water, full of fiber, full of nutrients, and they're gonna trigger those volume receptors as well. And also maybe if you want to have a snack, start with fruit, start with volume, start with water, start with fiber, and then add anything you want to add on top of that. That's the strategy that has transformed eating habits of so many people I worked with. And that's why every meal I also focus on these foods, on a lot of volume. So I start my eating window with a lot of fruit, a little bit later to allow it to digest. I eat yogurt, nuts, and seeds. They are not as volume rich and calorie poor, but because I eat fruit right before it, my stomach is already kind of full, right? And then for my second meal of the day, I have big meal, and by volume, most of that meal are non-starch vegetables, and usually I would have some sweet potato or some lentils and beans, and of course my protein source like fish, eggs, organ meats, chicken, whatever I might have on the day. But vegetables, there is a lot of vegetables. And by the end of this meal, how I feel like there is nothing that's gonna fit in my stomach. Like literally, I'm so full because I ate so much volume. But an amazing thing about it is like your stomach is super full, but in a couple of hours, all the water is going to be removed. And then over the course of the next, let's say 8 hours, your body is going to digest all of that, and you'll be left with much less calories than if you were to eat other kinds of foods for the same volume. So fruit and vegetables especially, they allow you to feel really full, to eat big volumes of food that always feels very satisfying for most people. They allow you to eat a lot, at the same time eating less calories and either losing weight or maintaining your ideal body weight. For my clients, I always recommend to have vegetables no less than half of your serving of whatever meal you're having. So if you, have your lunch or dinner, then start with vegetables and make sure that by volume they are at least half. And if there is any unlimited food I would add to your meals, then that's non-starchy vegetables for sure, because again, they are volumatic. They have the least amount of calories per bite of food with delivery of quite a lot of vitamins and minerals. And fiber, of course, and all these amazing antioxidants that help us to stay younger for longer. And that is the tool, the tip, the advice, the hack that you can use for life that I'd like you to practice more every single day. And again, it's not just going to allow you to eat less calories, not necessarily volume on autopilot. It will allow you to maintain your ideal body weight and lose weight. It will also, of course, make you eat more nutrients, because those vegetables, those fresh fruit, especially vegetables, though high in vitamins, minerals, and high in fiber, and also will contribute to your hydration because they are also amazing sources of water. In general, usually if you eat a lot of fresh fruit and vegetables, you even require drinking less food because a lot of fruit and vegetables are like 90% and more water. And so when the body extracts the water, what's left is actually very tiny amount. But extracting that water and digesting food with a lot of water and fiber takes time. That's why also those volumetric foods will keep you fuller for longer, because on one side they slow down the passage of foods through your digestive tract, so you feel fuller for longer. But at the same time, once the food is in your large intestines, that fiber, that water allows to move the food out of your digestive tract, all the undigested parts and different toxic substances or unwanted byproducts of metabolism. This fiber and water allows your body to move out that stuff much quicker. So it has, like, these foods also have this double effect on your digestion, slowing down the absorption of nutrients that helps you to stay fuller for longer, but at the same time eliminating stuff faster once it's in your large intestine. So the tip of today is start adding at least half the volume of your meal. Start having it as fresh fruit or vegetables. Usually fruit works better for your breakfast, for your snack, and vegetables work better for your larger meals. And if you decide, to have like something like a soup or something else, then eat your veggies before and then eat your soup. This will also allow you to feel fuller eating liquid nutrition when you eat fruit or veg before that liquid meal. And that's about it, guys. If you have any questions about eating large volumes of meals that deliver less nutrients, what we talked about in this episode, please do reach out, ask any questions you have, because you might have your very specific questions that, just didn't come to my mind because I don't know everything that's happening in your life. So please do reach out with your specific question. It also helps me to learn more from you and to deliver better information and to help other people like you who might be having very similar questions better. So please reach out with your questions. Share this episode with another person who might be struggling with overeating, and because of that, they might be struggling with weight. Maybe they are complaining like, or I can't stop eating once I start. So this trick, this hack, can actually help them to not necessarily eat less, but at the end of the day end up with less calories and more nutrition in those meals. So share this episode, guys. Also have something amazing planned for this weekend, or at least something active, but for sure something you enjoy. Refresh, restart, and get ready for a new week ahead. You're not a robot. You need some time off, some downtime. Buy more volumetric foods for the next week, eat more volume rich but calorie poor foods. And as usual, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. And till next time, eat better daily.